So the dad is on this continent, right?
Yep.
Somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Somewhere, or I'm gonna have to.
Damn it, there's even more conspiracies than I realized.
I have to move him around because you guys missed him, but doesn't matter.
You missed him.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So from last session, you guys had gone into the Underdark, following the Goliath by the name of Ro, as well as Junga, making your way to meet with some people that you knew as Arkandale. On the way down, you travelled down the Titan Steps, which was a relatively arduous task, using these gliders that seemed to have been prepared, but with the amount of people, it was a little bit more of a struggle. Along the way, you found some type of lair of a beholder, not sure. And heading down, you entered into the Deeplands, this large, open, cavernous area of wildlife, and some type of forest, which, upon closer inspection, it was some type of fungus field of mushrooms. And with the spore cloud rising above it, you made sure to keep a far enough distance away, landing near this ruins, which had been set as the meeting point. There, you met with Arkandale, who had apparently been ambushed by some drow, which he had apparently accidentally notified by investigating the ruins. After saving him, you discussed some of the information that was at hand, and one of the main reasons why they are down here. You split up temporarily to go and look at a drop point that the drow were using to dispose of bodies, corpses, where you found a pit of some kind, which led down to where you're not sure. And you were returning to the ruins, which is where we pick up. The ruins seem exactly as they are currently covered by an illusion done by Miss Sherwood that had apparently met up with you along the way, as well as Hawkstrad, or Hawkeye. As you're all aware of the situation of going into it, you are, I'll say you will know how to get into this ruin after seeing how the traps have been laid, knowing which entrance to use.
We look for the red mushrooms.
Yes, the hallucinatory ones, not the actual ones, but the actual ones are still there in the same place. But yes. And yeah, you step through the barrier, revealing the actual internals of the ruins, where currently on watch is Ro, as well as Hawkstrad. Currently, Arkandale, Sechiko, and Sherwood are not in view. Actually, let me pull up the map so you guys can remember how the ruins looked. If I can remember which map it was.
Walk past the makeshift sound trap.
Yes. There's several makeshift traps you have made. There we go. So yes, you guys have mostly looked around the ruins. They haven't done any great look around in terms of detail, considering how exhausted you guys are. I think since your last rest, I think it's been about probably only about 3 or 4 hours. The walk to the forest and back wasn't too long, so yeah. But you had a short rest after the fight, so what do you guys want to do? Ro and Hawkstrad just give you guys a nod.
I think we should immediately leave the Underdark and go shopping.
Yeah, they teleported in here, right? Like, can't we teleport out for like a couple hours?
Yeah, just just pop us to the nearest shopping mall, and then we'll.
It's only funny that there's going to be a little cave like a mile, half a mile away with a little old man who sells stuff. And he's the one who's inexplicably in every dungeon.
Well, no, there's got to be like a merchant just wandering around somewhere in this cave. If we just quickly Google like a map of the area, we can find his route.
Are you actually asking this question, or? Fair enough. But no, Hawkstride actually comes up to ask. So, did you find anything along the way? Is there anything that pertains what happened?
Yeah. Well, we found what we were looking for, but it wasn't especially enlightening. This misting moor that we found was
This drop-off point.
a literal drop-off point. It was a giant hole in the ground full of aberrations or something or other. And from what we could see, not only the creatures and corpses, but also seemed the guards of the convoys were getting shoved over the edge to, well, I guess feed whatever's down there.
So the guards as well.
That's what it seemed like. There were
Ooh.
there were footsteps that headed up to the edge and didn't come back, and signs of struggle and blood and all sorts. Also, we saw a creepy like mushroom person or something coming out of the woods, but it kind of ran away.
Raises an eyebrow. A mushroom
I
person.
Yeah, I didn't see it for long. It looked like a mushroom man, and he just like buggered off back into the mushrooms.
Rose just like crossing her arms, just like, yeah. So, what do we do now? It seems we have little things to do but rest and prepare. Going too far is, well, dangerous.
At this point, I think all we can really do is wait for the Oracle and hope that she can. This is she, right?
From what you've heard from Arkantel, yes, it's she.
That she can point us in a better direction. I know that not having a specific direction is kind of a thing, but in this situation, we might need to borrow someone else's compass. Or at least have somebody else point us which way's north.
Well, north is that way.
I was speaking in... Never mind.
Well, begin shifts if you want to take a rest. We'll begin doing scouts around the area. There we can find out if there's anything more troubling around we should deal with. But we won't be going far from here.
How familiar are you with this area? Like, obviously, we know there's a drow settlement over yonder.
How much do
there's
you
this
want to
ruins
know?
here. Well, is there anything else that lives down here, like settlements for anything other than drow, or like Duragar, for example? Will we find them in this specific part of the Underdark, or are they a wee ways away?
The Deeplands is a large area. It connects to many of the caverns down here. The Durgar have an outpost to the south.
South. That's past the forest, right?
Yes, literally the other side of the forest.
And what does a Duragar look like? Do they look like mushroom people?
She kind of just like unfurls her arms and points down at Seneca and Seren. Like them, but darker.
Okay. What, like, you mean like they're like drow dwarves?
Sounds like it.
A reasonable suggestion, yes. Apart from them, the dark gnomes.
Let me guess. They're like bro gnomes.
Drow.
They're one of the few races down here which are friendly
Are they like...
or neutral in nature.
Are there like drow humans and drow halflings as well, or is
No.
it just like? Alright, so that's not very equal opportunity, but fine. Alright.
Squid's alright. What?
I'm just.
Few things have the ability to live down here.
What was it that we sensed down the bottom of the wee holy? Was it aberrations?
I believe you said aberrations, yes.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I just realised that you can't see me miming that I'm talking to the rest of the group. Yeah, like aberrations. What are those, and what might they be?
Well, they're the worst type of things to find. Apart from monstrosities.
Like, I mean, obviously the arse tentacle thingies were aberrations and stuff, right?
Yes. What? If it's anything to do with tentacles, it's possible.
Yeah, the things that were throwing rocks at the temple.
I was not there.
Those were behemoths, weren't they? But they were...
Yes, I think you remember from the discussion from... I think it was Ro that told you. There's definitely some form of bullet that had been basically monstrosized into an aberration.
They're like, whatever happened to the priestess's face is it happened to the hemorrhoids instead. Well,
Sure.
I mean, what you like saying aberrations are abhorrent? Like, I could have. put
It's in the
two
name,
together
yes.
there, yeah, but like, what is an aberration? Like, are we
Something that
talking,
doesn't
like,
belong in this world.
Are we
is
talking
best.
like monsters? Are we talking like the squiddly face people? Are we talking like, I mean, what we found a big hole full of aberrations, and like I'm just trying to gauge how terrible my nightmare imaginations of what could have been down there needs to be. I mean, was it
Well,
just
don't think about this too much unless we plan on going down there. But yes, illithids or mindfares, whatever you choose to call them, they do have a semblance of what you could call aberrations, but they're not the true abhorrents, you could say. They're more of the mutations, creations that reside down there.
like,
But yes, like your Benorth that you're talking about, that is definitely a reasonable suggestion of what a aberration could be.
right? But there's no like common aberrations in this neck of the
No.
woods, or right?
Aberrations aren't common by any means. They're not like wolves or deer. They're all unique. There's no similar ones. They're all mutations of their own right.
Right. Okay. So like Duragar and whatnot, that's not an aberration, that's just a thing.
They are, I guess you could say, a subspecies of their own race.
Alright.
As you know, there are-
basically the whole is full of monsters, not people.
I would hope so, yes. Although, why they are throwing bodies down there could mean, well, they're using them for something. or feeding on them.
It could be food. It could be like parts.
Well,
Well,
what we saw, there was live creatures as well, which is well.
why? But they may not be alive when they get to the bottom.
Why would you keep something alive though? When you could
was
just
in
kill it.
the note letter we found. There was something about experimenting.
Well, there's that. And actually, there was a bullet thingy in the convoy, which, if that's what the thingies at the temple were.
Yes. Yes, there was actually. Oh.
And the floppy thingy.
The
What was there was
cloaker.
If you say so. We were never formally introduced. But yeah, that, like... Have we encountered any kind of mutant floppy thing?
The rest of the group have. You hadn't.
We were attacked by one cloaker and a bunch of the little weird mutant flappy things on the way down.
Weird
With the
mutant
gliders.
floppy things.
I don't know. I couldn't hit the damn thing.
But yes, that was the thing that was basically choking Savant.
Oh, right, okay.
Which actually would actually also count as an aberration. Both those would actually, both the little insect things, mosquitoes, as well as the cloaker, both of those count as aberrations.
Oh, wait, when you said the weird mutant floppy things, you mean the bugs?
Yeah, they were exactly like the ones we saw in King's Arch
Oh,
when
right,
the portal
you know,
opened.
I thought you meant like a Frankenstein cloaker. Like
No.
a cloaker with hemorrhoids or something. I was drawing a blank on that.
That would have just, yeah.
That would have been horrifying.
lovely.
The one that you guys killed didn't look terribly mutated, but you've only seen one, so you can't really ascertain really if it was or not. It was definitely dangerous, so
But
Well,
you say
technically it is
a cloaker is an aberration.
yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't know we had a bard in the party.
Not playing instruments.
But yes.
It was supposed to be a surprise, but sitting here is multi-classing into a bad. No, I'm kidding. You can't.
That would actually be kind of awesome, like.
Yeah.
Poetic bitch slap.
Okay, that's the most amazing, like, sounding bard skill, like poetic bitch slap.
You have to sing every time you go into defensive stance. You have to sing "Hit Me with Your Best Shot."
Hit me with your best.
Oh, dear. That'd be pretty good with cutting words. Anyway, yeah. While you guys are talking, you see both Daniela as well as Sechiko come up the stairs towards the main area where you guys are talking.
You mean up the stairs?
Yes.
From the straight stairs, not the turny stairs.
Yeah, the straight stairs.
Yeah.
Because there's two kind of rooms. It's not really rooms. They're kind of walls that are currently still standing.
Well, I was just thinking because the spiral stairs are covered by the illusion. So.
Well, the whole area is.
Yeah, but like they're covered over, so we can't see them.
Right. True. Yeah. You can definitely see them coming up the stairs. Yes. Good point.
So a head appears, or two heads appears.
Yes.
Full of my buddies.
Which is definitely very different, very stark difference from the blonde hair and then the straight black hair. Although the sizes, Sechiko is definitely taller than Daniela, but probably a good couple, probably a whole foot actually. But yeah, they both come up, noticing you. and just seem to be listening to the conversation. You don't have anything to really say at this point, because you released the prisoner, so...
So, if cloakers are apparitions, then that means we need to pay attention to up as well as around. Right, that's useful to know.
That would be a concern, yes.
Yeah.
Well, when you're in the Underdark, you should be watching all of the sites anyway.
Are there any monsters that dig tunnels underground and that might come up and eat us from beneath?
Ro just looks at it like, yes, there's bullets. We've already been attacked by them, remember?
When did we get attacked by a
Oh, right, you were in the group. Everyone else was. Oh. Everyone else got attacked during in the fog. Yeah.
Considered you almost got eaten.
Yeah.
Again.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
did
wait,
get
she
swallowed.
says that to you and is like, oh, you weren't there.
What the fuck did you people get up to?
They almost died.
It's a long
Well,
story.
Oi!
yeah, I mean,
I was fine.
It was a Tuesday. I mean, that's not a surprise. I mean, what unusual thing happened? Bullets and fogs and
Yeah,
Cool
they got
girls
wolves
and
and
banshees.
bullets
Oh my.
Twice. Then it was banshees.
you got watered by a bullet.
I got swallowed by a bullet twice. Then I think it was like in another dimension. I'm not sure.
No, you weren't.
What?
I'm actually surprised they survived.
Well, they have an uncanny
It's
knack
what
of
we
that.
do.
That's why I'm happy that you came down. You're resilient.
Did
And
you-
crazy. That helps.
Did you just say you were happy?
Well, you
I
make
mean-
great fodder.
All right, okay, I see.
What?
Yeah.
I got burned before I could even make an insult. Wow. I was gonna say, have you considered telling that to your face? But
Oh dear
Wow.
God.
Hawkstrat, I'm gonna take first watch and have a look around. Fair enough.
Hoogstraat, have you found a good vantage point for shooting things from?
Well, there's several stalagmites that make decent watch points. I'm not sure how stable they are, but they'll do. Several of the walls here are high enough to have a look over, but
They're a wee bit crumbly from what I remember.
yes. Although, from having a look at them, the elves, or whoever made them, have done a pretty good job on them.
How old does a wall need to be before it gets like that? Or is this just a Underdark makes things go crumbly thing?
Well, this is the first time I've seen ruins which could possibly be this old down here. Most of them are usually dwarven.
Right.
So, it could be both for what I know.
And
Can I actually? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
that's fine.
Can I actually take a look at the stone with my stone cutting ability thing?
Yeah, because haven't actually really looked at anything around here very much. You kind of just
Yeah.
killed everything and were like, oh my gosh, we need to rest. And then set out. So you haven't really looked around. So yeah, sure. Give me a stone cut. Sure.
That was the thing with the Devourer.
Oh, wonderful.
10. Okay. No, it's still pretty good. Well, one thing you already know, when you just kind of came in and looked at it from the light that had been reflecting over, this is definitely reminiscent of the Elven ruins in the Emerald Sea.
Right.
It has that same... It's kind of faded, but there's still that very blanche white stone colour with this thousands of little crystalline specks in it. Of various multicolours, like rainbow flecks. It's still, well, it's standing, which is impressive. looking at it, and from just the erosion of the wall itself, and from the staining of it, and some of the cracks, which look like they've been done probably from probably water erosion, most likely.
Right.
You kind of suspected they're probably magically enchanted, and it's probably started to fade at this point, which is why they're now this badly damaged. But like you know that like the Elven Empire was a long time ago, like hundreds, probably around
almost 1,000.
Probably
I
around
think you said
1,000,
at one
yeah.
point.
So it's definitely pretty well going if it's been down here this long.
Now, does it look like it was built down here, or does it look like there was like a random portal plane shift accident and it ended up down here?
If
Yeah.
the stone is white,
It's faded white, but yeah.
Yeah, that does not seem like local.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely not local stone. Give me an investigation check, actually, because this is a second check, because you're looking around on the ground now as well. 12. Okay,
Time.
yeah.
It went a little bit better.
It's better.
Yeah. How long has it been since we flew over the fungus?
Not that long. I would say since you came out of the Titan steps, flew down, it's only been like probably 2 hours.
Or you just
Really?
said that we have been gone 3 hours?
Yeah, like 1 hour was going down the tunnel, preparing and going down, floating down, and then traveling here and then back from the forest. So yeah, it's kind of.
But we spent all that time setting up traps as well.
Oh, that's true. Actually, yes, you did. Yeah, actually, so it's more of the 3 hours then. Yeah, because coming down wasn't that long. It's probably only about half an
And
hour
we
to come
did
down.
take a short rest.
Yes, which is an hour. So.
I'm asking because I need to know if Aaron and me are blind or not.
Oh, okay. No, 8 hours is definitely not past. You know, yeah. I'll let you know when 8 hours have passed.
So have I been able to see like? I've been able to see Ulan and
Ulan and
Saren, stuff that. Saren, like speaking about the stones. Like,
Oh,
well,
we-
yeah.
We're just
If
standing
anything, we
in.
can see
Yeah,
Ulan, right?
we're just like stood in a group. So
Yeah, he's standing in a group, and you can definitely see that Saren's gone over to the wall, kind of brushed some of it and inspected it, and then you looked at the ground, and yeah, the stone is completely different. Like the stone.
He has had to step away. So.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll come back
in
to
the
this.
meantime, then I guess Saran is gonna walk over to Ulan.
Mm.
So remember when we were setting up the traps? You were speaking about something with mushrooms and spores and stuff.
Aye.
Yeah, I was thinking about it right when I was taking a small time, and it's quite but not finished at all. But I was thinking, mostly if either we do something with glass, like you said to me, or something more like a canister that could be opened up. Like we need to figure out this, but that's something we could do. Something else is maybe like having like a push like spearfishing, like the bad spearfishing way. You could do that, with your arrow stuff you wanted to do.
Beer
like-
fishing.
Yeah, four arrowed spearfishing. I've seen it I read it about it in books at least.
Okay.
Never done it
I'm
myself,
I'm
particularly,
I'm
but-
I'm from up in mountains, so I mean I'm not really. Actually,
it may be something we need to try.
I guess probably they would have done spearfishing actually, more than regular fishing. So yeah, okay. That's probably not something that we can approach down here. I mean,
No, as he starts walking around, does he see like Saren? I guess he sees Saren with the wolf, right?
Yeah, it's so apparent. Like Saren is not sneaky by any means, and she's in like half plate armor. So yeah, if you don't see her, you hear her rustling around. and like just bending down is just like a rustle in itself.
Not
So yeah.
doing. He takes a half step back from Saren and speak to Ulan. So not to being cruddy, but what are Saren doing?
She's looking at the wall. I mean, it's a dwarf thing, I think.
You know, like I guess would be under Aaron's under Ulan's arm. He like watches like, right.
She like it's a long, complicated story, but like she has a thing with rocks, and I just let her do.
No,
thing.
I know about that. I come from a dwarf town.
Well, no, it goes even before. It's like it's to do with how we met in the first place. It's a long. Well, once we're out of this thing and we find ourselves in a pub, I will recount the entire story. But yeah, she's. I don't know. It's a rock thing.
Okay. Anything particularly interesting with these rocks? That is, or is it just like every rock that is, like, a rock?
I think she's just trying to figure out stuff about the temple, but I mean, you probably need to ask her.
What is it about? Well, he takes off his goggles. Hand these. I don't need them when I'm watching anyway. I will be over there as he points in the other direction. And
Other direction?
not looking at stones, readily. And actually doing my job and watch out and stuff. So we'll see you in a bit. As he walks
So you're going to
away.
do a watch out to that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Which side are you going? North or south?
South.
Okay.
He also handed his
Goggles. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Which it basically is. What is it? It's advantage on investigation checks, I believe.
Yes, and it's basically magnified glass.
Yeah.
Have I seen him using them?
Yes.
Yes.
Many times.
Okay, so Ulan is gonna study them like with curiosity and like look through the lenses and like move his hand forward and back
Damn
to his face to see it zooming in and stuff, and then he's gonna put the goggles on and look ridiculous.
Yep. You do look. Well, actually, it's very hard for you to wear them just because you're a dragon face. It's like your eyes are so much further apart than everyone else's.
They're like perched weirdly on my face, and like the strap is going across my forehead because it won't reach round.
Nope. Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm now gonna then like try and approach the wall.
Yeah. You literally have to hold them there, otherwise they're just going to straight fall off. But yeah, you can bend down and do a. Are you looking at the wall itself, or?
I want to do two things. So I want to look at the wall itself, which I guess is similar to what
Saren's
T's
doing. Yeah.
So like, because obviously my understanding of stuff is very rudimentary, but it doesn't look like white rocks come from here.
Yeah, definitely.
But also, I do want to have a look at like, because I was there at the Emerald Sea Temple and stuff, and just like look and see.
Yeah. You definitely remember the Emerald Sea, and just looking from a distance, it's like, this seems way too familiar. And you can hear like Saren like muttering like, this stone just doesn't match at all. And yeah, Saren looking at the floor, the stone is like dark, black, green, very earthy, almost like it's a mixture of like clay, granite, possibly even obsidians in this stone. And it's just covered with moss and other types of growths along it.
Right.
Which is, there is no way this has been used to make these walls. And the weird thing is, however, the connections between the wall and the floor is perfect. There's no, like, it's been placed on it. It's been built into the stone.
Okay.
Like,
So it
like
was
if-
either built in here on purpose, or there was some magical accident that brought this down here.
You mean like built in as in like they dug a foundation, or do you mean?
Yeah, it looks like it isn't just like accidentally just placed on top of the stone. You can see very clearly like it's there's a clear meeting point between the white stone and this earth ground,
So
where it's been placed into it.
whatever reason the elves had for building this place, they did not screw around, and they went to considerable effort to make it happen.
Yeah. They built it
Alright.
properly and everything.
Well,
The
it
best I
was
can tell
near,
anyway.
It is near ley line.
True.
Well, ish, but like,
I wonder if there's a ley line in the Emerald Sea. Or near
well,
it.
the entire Emerald Sea is wonky. So I mean, there
Interesting.
could be anything anywhere.
And Serafina, you remember the giant orb? Well, not giant orb, but the reasonably sized orb that Arcantile showed you to.
With the orb thingy.
It wasn't spinning, but it was kind of like a static orb, where it had movement inside it.
Yeah, I remember, yes. I also remember we had to talk with Hawkshot about it.
Yes, who's listening very intently and is kind of just like stroking his chin. Huh.
So with these eyes of minute seeing, am I seeing anything?
Yeah, give me do one at advantage. Investigation.
An investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that begins with I, but not intimidation. And I'll just do it twice because I forgot to press the button.
Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna intimidate the wall. Yeah. 19.
Starts with I. 19.
Damn,
Yeah.
I closed my character sheet. I keep forgetting to collapse it down.
But yeah, 19 is really high, especially for looking at walls. But yeah, looking at this, you notice one thing very specific that Saren didn't notice. As one, Saren was kind of just looking at the stone itself. You looking at the very intricate detailing in this wall. You notice the odd sparkles of color in the walls. One color is definitely more apparent than the rest. It's almost 40% of the color on the walls of a dark purple.
Uh-oh, purple.
Purple is the bad color, the Alpha C color, right?
No, I was just thinking about the Magic Headstone is black. If that's
Oh, is that
what
black?
you think.
Which one was purple then?
Oh. Oh god, yeah, no.
Was that the shadow one?
Yeah, I think so, yes. But it
Which
also
I
depends
guess.
on whether it's magic or
Do you-
something to do with
Mike.
violence.
Well, it's magicite, so
Yes. Well, yeah, you're pretty sure from your investigations in the Emerald Sea. Yeah. This is definitely like it's very, very small magicite, which you're pretty sure it's hard to do. The only time you've seen this was the dust in the boxes.
yeah.
So don't blow up the walls.
Possibly smaller.
And Saren was, well, I think we all figured out that it was like the walls had been enchanted, but it had faded, right?
At this point, it looks like it's faded, but there's this still purple color throughout most of the walls.
But yeah, it looks like this magicite, like putting two and two together, looks like the magicite might be connected with enchanting the walls rather than.
You're not completely sure, but you know magicite is magical, so you can come to that conclusion, yeah.
Yeah. Right, and the markings. So when we're talking about temple in the Emerald Sea, we're talking about like the magicite stone temple with the like.
Yes.
It had all of the lines drawn all over it and
Yeah.
the crystals. Is there anything like that here?
You look over to the west side, and there's a very similar design. There's a giant rock just like slammed into the center, which looks like it's fallen from the ceiling, breaking a large chunk of it. But the walls, which are these two, are definitely still mostly intact. They're still badly damaged, like all the other walls. But as you go up and look at these ones as well, these are almost identical.
Okay.
In terms of the lines of the outstretched humanoid figure, which had the lines coming out of the hand, and the various other kind of stylized drawings which you had seen on the walls previous.
And with the eyes of minute seeing, can I pick up on anything else? Oh, well, and I guess with this stuff not being overgrown with moss and shit.
It is all overgrown, but yeah. It's actually worse than the Emerald Sea in terms of moss growing. But you do notice there's a few differences. One main difference is on one of the walls where it's like showing all the colors colliding into one. You see it also outstretching from that point as well in multiple directions. And as you've gone on this side, you can also see this orb that's been placed on some type of pedestal to the far side of the temple, which you had seen Arkantel and Seraphina go in that direction, past the giant stone. But now that you've gone around, you can see it as well now. Of this, almost this very large opal, which is about the same size as a football, and it looks pristine compared to the rest of the temple. Oh yeah, you see him walk around. Yeah.
Like magnifying goggles on.
Well,
So
I know.
yeah, I'm not exactly so.
Can I see him looking at the orb?
He's looking in that direction. Yeah.
Before we get to the orb, there's one thing I want to look for on the wall.
Hmm.
You said there was the bit where the lines converge together and then separate out again.
Yes.
Does anything around that section look like the Titan steps?
No, none of that looks like the Titan steps. It's all very much. It's almost like Egyptian carvings in the style of them.
Okay.
And the lines coming out are perfectly straight, but they're all going in different directions, almost like a spectrum, but they're all the same size, thickness, not direction, but
Are they colored?
all identical. No, none of these are colored, especially at this point, because the ones in the Emerald Sea you saw there was kind of this gold inlay in them. These don't have any of that at this point.
Does it look like there ever was, or does it just...
Yeah, with your 19, you can definitely see like very, very small flecks of what probably is gold, or golden color. But it's about 90% damaged in terms of just covered in moss and various other green materials that seem to have just grown over this. As the enchantment of whatever has been protecting these walls has faded.
Okay, now I will go look at the football.
No. As I see your quote, Ulan, don't walk too close to the orb.
I immediately turn around and walk into a wall. What? Don't go to the what now? What?
The orb.
What?
Speaking of the orb, a Hogstwell.
Yes.
I looked at
Wait,
it
what orb? What? I can't see a thing with these goggles on. What are you on about?
Take them off and look around. There's an orb. Don't go too close to it.
You want me to go to the orb? What?
No.
And yeah, even at a distance, Ulan, you can see this kind of opal has almost like cloud or mist inside of it, and you can see almost like the ley line that you've seen previously, lines of color intertwining and separating from each other, almost like someone had taken a rainbow and like split it apart at its seams, and it's just spiraling.
Is it on a pedestal like the one that we
Yes.
saw in the other temple?
There was no
It's
orb.
similar.
There was no orb at the other temple, but there was a pedestal there.
There was a pedestal. That one was. You remember that was made specifically for the cult. This is matching of the white stone, or would have been white stone's kind of faded, kind of faded green yellow color, but it's the same type of material of the white with the specks in it, and it looks like there was some type of glyphs writing into it, but they're gone at this point. You can see like there's a kind of a mark into it. Yeah, it's eroded at this point.
Why am I not going near the pretty swirly ball thing?
No, we don't know what it does.
Right.
Speaking of the orb Hawksword, it potentially has something to do with the ley line, which you know more about than
Yes.
any of us.
Arkentel did try to talk to me about it. I haven't had a full time to really examine it. But from what he said, yes, I believe it is connected to the ley lines. How? I am not sure yet.
So why am I not going there?
Ley line?
Yeah, but like the whole place is connected to the ley line, and the whole world's connected to the ley line. Like, connected as in connected, or just connected? You know? like in the same way that, like, my hand is connected to my arm, or like hands are connected to gloves, or
We-
like.
Don't know what it does.
And we're not gonna find out what it does if we don't go anywhere near it and look at it.
I would prefer that Hawksword do that, since he have knowledge of how the ley line
But
work.
why? What are you expecting it to do? If I get closer,
I don't know.
right? So you want
And-
to risk the only person who possibly knows what's going on, by letting him get close. That seems unwise, right? If he gets close and his brain gets wiped, then we're screwed because the one person who understands isn't here to fix it.
You saw the ley line.
I saw the ley line.
You saw
I
what
also
did.
experimented with the ley line with at a safe, respectful distance. What do you think I'm gonna do? Walk up and lick it? I'm not gonna jimmy up and wipe my tail all over it. I'm not an idiot. But if you don't know what it's gonna do, then why not look? If anything happens, I'll back away. But
I did see the whatever's in the orb go outside the orb, so
right, okay,
it can
that's
reach
useful
out
information.
to.
Like reaching out towards you, or
Not just
just expanding.
surfacing the orb was not that close to it. But
Well, was it doing it in a direction specifically towards you, or was it just like intensifying as you got closer, or was it
It
randomly
just-
doing it?
swept across the surface of the orb before it went in
Okay.
again. And if we are to do experimenting to find out what it potentially could do, we should let Hawkeye take lead on it.
Well, fine. I'm not gonna go experiment with it, but you just shouted at me from across the temple to not go near it like I'm a 3-year-old. Right, I would like to actually have some kind of explanation of that kind of thing.
Well, Ulan, it is a dangerous artifact.
Oh no, I understand that it's a dangerous artifact.
Well,
I would just like someone who knows me to not treat me like a child and an idiot. You
Serafina.
don't want me to come near the thing, then say, I saw this thing earlier, did this and this and this. Okay, fine, I will not go near it.
Serafina,
And
how close did you get to it?
Ulan's just gonna wander off. Like, just completely away from the situation.
Miss Serafina, how close did you get to it?
How close did I get to it?
You were like 5 feet from it.
Ah, okay. I was 5 feet away from it, but
Well, there we go then. It shouldn't be anything worse if Mr. Ulan had a look as well from such a distance. But yes, I should have a look at this. Now that you're all back, I can spend a little bit longer having a look at it.
Ambi, out of character, when you say
What?
energy came out of it, sort of like a Van de Graaff generator or something? Ish?
No energy came out of it, like a bolt of electricity. It was very much still inside the orb. It came to the surface though. Almost like if you see something in a mist and then it comes out of the mist and it becomes visible and kind of presses against it. The best way, I guess, is kind of like in a horror movie where you kind of see like the kind of shape of a hand and it's pressed against like a wall of the glass, and then you see the full hand. And it just becomes more clearer.
Okay. Sorry, I thought it was a little bit more external than that. All right,
No.
never mind.
It's definitely very internal in terms of its whatever it does. It's
Gotcha.
I go to find Ulan.
I would like to stealth, please.
Are you stealthing out the entire area,
Well, I'm gonna
or just around the?
to disappear to someone not obvious. Like I,
Okay.
Well, the whole place is covered in illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Exactly,
like that
yeah.
and it's gonna cover it.
yeah, basically. I don't know. Like I guess.
Basically, are you going to go outside the walls?
Not outside necessarily, but I might go find like a good vantage place to keep watch or something.
Okay. You can slink away. Yeah, give me a stealth check.
Too late.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Make it
That's not just very good.
Yeah.
69.
You're going to look for him. Go ahead. Roll lower than an 8.
Yeah, I was about to say, see me roll a 1. No.
Oh, that's a 16. Ulan's pretty large, and he's not disappearing, he's just getting away from the situation. Which makes it easier enough for you to spot him. You definitely can tell, though, he's not wanting to be seen at this point. But Hawkstrike's going to go over to the orb, as well as probably Daniela. Actually, what's everyone else doing? Aaron, Ithamore, Senator?
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I actually have a time to rest now.
Okay. Are you going to go downstairs then to rest?
No.
Or are you just going to rest in the open area? Okay. Senator, same thing?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Essentially waiting for the aura roll, apparently. Yay. Let's wait.
Alright.
Yeah, I was gonna meditate for a bit. He's gonna go downstairs though.
Alright, so no one's going to join in Hawkstrike. Okay.
Yeah,
That's all.
I'm gonna look in the direction of Ulan for some time. Is he even looking back at some point?
He's keeping watch, so
Have you? I imagine you've gone to the north side, I guess.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the opposite side to wherever
Savant was, yeah.
Savant went.
Yeah.
I will go Foxtrot.
Okay.
Just observing.
Where'd Seren go?
You see Saren go towards the orb as well.
Oh, so you okay? Cool.
No, I didn't.
Oh, sorry, Seren. Sorry.
I was just curious. I'm actually probably just gonna. I mean, I'm not climbing to find a vantage point.
With
no, dear.
Downstairs in the hidden room.
Wouldn't be very quiet or meditative.
Well,
Oh my god.
currently, right now, you know Arkin's probably down there. Because he's not gone anywhere, so... But there's definitely rocks, like the 2 rocks in the center. They're relatively large. You could probably climb those if you wanted a vantage point.
Yeah, just something. I mean, I don't want to climb a wall, but maybe... Okay, hold on, I'm on the wrong wall.
Like the central large one by the orb, that's relatively large. That's about almost 15 feet in height at its apex. You don't have to go the whole way up. You could probably go. Like...
Right, I'm thinking more of this one.
Yeah, that one.
It's more central, and I can see just about everything from there.
Yeah, that one's slightly taller than the walls, and because the angle is easier to climb. So yeah, you could do that one.
Okay.
So yeah, you can just sit up there.
Yep.
All right. In that case, yeah, Seraphina, you see both from just getting close to the orb, looking at it from a distance. Arkantel kind of almost just sits down for a second in front of it, almost like he's meditating or doing some sort of ritual. And he kind of just like closes his eyes, puts his hands on the ground. And you see a kind of a flicker of light around the corner of his eyes as he opens them, and then you see the glow of the green that he had previously, of the shifting of colours, of the kind of lime green turning to cyan.
Are you talking about Hawkstrap?
Hawkstrap, yes.
You said Arkansas, and I was like, wait, what?
Did I?
Yes, you did.
I didn't mean to. I meant Hawkstrad. But yes, he does that. And then stands back up again. And then wide-eyed, he begins looking at the orb. And then kind of just steps back a second. Just... Oh. Well, yes, that is interesting. I'm not sure what it is, but it definitely is related to the ley lines. Interesting. It was a good idea to come here. I'm gonna have to spend some time with this. Well, I know what I'm doing for a few hours. And it just kind of starts walking around it very slowly. If anyone else is not doing anything, I'm going to say we're going to take a time skip of a few hours.
I would occasionally look in the direction Gulan went. Is
you can see me from where you are.
If are you on one of the walls, or are you just like on the floor?
It depends where a convenient vantage point was.
If you're not on one of the walls, you would have to go slightly further to an actual outcropping of rocks, which is outside the boundary, but it's like within 10-20 feet.
How high are the walls?
The walls, the decent sized walls that are probably around 10 feet in height.
Is there anywhere like up against one of the walls where I can have a little bit of cover in front of me?
Yeah. There's the rubble.
In the shadow of the wall, I guess.
Yeah, there's the rubble by one of the entrances, where you've got one of the ropes, which it's not as high as the wall, but it's placed against it, which you can get onto, and then kind of hide behind the wall.
Actually, what's going on? Like,
that's a darkness. It's just an empty area, which is between the two areas. Which I can do.
When you say it's a darkness, like, is it shadowed?
Yeah, I can show you. There you go.
Yeah, but is it in shadow?
Well, the whole area is basically in shadow. The only areas which are already lit are around the glowing mushrooms, and around the orb.
This was our sword trap.
Yep.
Wasn't it? At what point around here does the wall come in? Like, where is the wall just like?
It goes up to here where the dock is, and then goes across.
Okay.
It doesn't matter too much.
I guess I'm probably like tucked in here then.
Okay, yeah.
Just like.
That's where I had an idea you would be anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So like in between the wall and the rubble pile, just sort of nestled
Okay.
in there.
Yeah. In that case, then yes, everything you can see him. Now that you've gone over to the orb, but the two people doing watch, can you give me perception checks?
Coming right up.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Thanks, Sarah.
keeping
You
watch.
messed up all of my rolls now.
And so, okay, that's one of them, and then do a second one as well. And then I need to roll.
Second one, okay.
Well, Savant is consistent.
Seriously, what the hell, man?
You're so conflicted.
You wasted all your rolls in Star Wars.
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay.
But he never hit anything.
So
That was only at the end when you were fighting stormtroopers.
yeah. So Ulan was
we hit
6,
them
10,
fine.
it's about 14, 15. Saren was
Also, there was
19, 18. Damn, Saren. Yeah.
That's what I do.
So Savant, Saren is consistent, but Saren is like, so my consistency is 10
One.
grades above you. Like,
Alright, so, as you guys are taking kind of resting, I guess it is still a short rest, but you guys have already used hit dice, so it doesn't matter too much. But those doing watch, several hours pass as nothing really happens, but as you look out, you can still see the forest in the distance where you came from. You can see several flying creatures flying over, which, again, don't seem to be paying attention to this area, as the illusion is covering it pretty well. And only an hour or two have actually really passed since it's been cast. Then you notice a few critters across the ground just like passing by, kind of go out to one of the rocks, start nibbling on some of the fungus, and then just scurry away and then disappear down some type of cavern hole.
Are they cute or really?
Cute if you like scorpions.
Oh, okay then no.
There are several spiders as well that scurry around. Some of them are like kind of large, like terrifyingly large, like bird-eating spider size.
But bearing in mind we fought giant spiders.
Yes, but not that big. Yeah, they're kind of just like critter-sized giant spiders.
Okay. Yeah, they're the kind of spider that gives me genuine nightmares rather than fictional nightmares.
Yes. Savant, you notice off to the south, and you have decent sight, and because of the forest that you're looking at, you have a little bit extra light source to use. You can actually see slightly further that there's something happening over the forest, or in the forest, you're not really sure, as you see several circling creatures flying over it, just out of range of the spore cloud. Some of them kind of look like the cloaker creature because of the large mantle-like shape you can see. You have flashbacks.
I suddenly don't want to get eaten again.
It's like, I remember those things. It's just this like shadow of black you see moving in the sky.
And they're not like the slightly smaller bug creatures that...
You can't really see them, especially from this distance. The only reason you can see the cloaker because it's a large-sized creature.
Okay.
Those insects, you would have to be like close to see them. Saren, however, as you're kind of just looking around the whole area, you don't have a specific direction you're looking around. To the west, you spot you actually spot Ro, who seems to still be stalking the area. And you can tell from this distance, because you got like a mile vision of, you can see, and it's dark, but it's dimly lit. So you can still see that Rose specifically looking at something in the distance.
But I can't tell what.
Was it 1890?
Do you want me to roll again because now I'm focused on something?
Maybe? Sure. Yeah. As you see that she's looking at something, you then focus off into the distance in the direction she's looking. So yeah, give me another one. Sure. 18 again. Damn. Using those good rolls. Yeah, you look into the further distance, and you can see a shape. It's dark because it's not lit by anything. Right. But there's a shape which is very distinct to the rest of the area around it. It's large, not humanoid size, but definitely giant size. You can tell that much. But it's hunched, and there's more than one of them. It looks like there's about 3 of them actually. And
that's not good.
They're all kind of they're not close to each other. They're about 20, 30 feet apart from each other. And they seem to be around something. But there's outcroppings of rocks which can't really show what they're looking at.
Okay.
But you can see them because they're towering over this rock.
Right, okay.
But you can see. And you can just see Ro looking at this. And she looks hesitant. She's not... You can tell that Ro's thinking about moving closer. You're not sure.
Right.
But yeah, that's what you can see. As you're... About 2 hours pass.
You said this was to the west?
To the west, yes.
Okay, I hate to be dumb, but which way is west on the map?
West?
That up is north?
Yes.
Okay. If up is north, then west is past the orb. Okay.
The forest is south. Actually, I should probably do a proper map of what the deep lands currently looks like for you guys. Let me use... let me make a new map for you. Hold on.
Alright. I'm just going to write down that orb is west. And from there I can figure it out. Okay.
So...
I have no way of contacting Ro to ask her if she needs help, so...
No, you don't. Alright, so...
Use smoke signals. No.
Yeah, because that won't be suspicious rising out of hallucinatory terrain. I mean, I know I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree, but I'm not that dumb either.
So you got I'll just make that the Titan steps as you go down into it. Then around it,
where are we seeing that?
There you have the forest. You guys are about here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because I'm not really making anything interesting. There you got the ruins where you guys currently are. To the north, Saren, you saw there was some type of entrance. Actually, I think it was Savannah actually noticed there was some type of entrance.
Yep.
Or gateway is what you saw. You guys headed down to here, where you found the Misting Moor. And then down here somewhere is supposed to be apparently the Durga. And then the middle north. That's a terrible north. Wow. That's... Why can't I do it in?
So Ro is somewhere over here.
Somewhere over there.
Okay.
Actually, it's a little closer, actually, in terms of distance. Actually, the giants are probably over here, actually, from what you can tell. Oh, the Stick Man. Or some large humanoid figure. You can tell there's a head, there's 2 arms. You can't really see the body because the rocks are blocking it, but you can definitely see 3 of them.
Call upon the giants.
Alright, I'm gonna use my oh shoot, do I have a sending stone still?
Yes.
You have pauldrons, if anything.
Yeah, actually, yeah, never mind, because I was gonna
You have
Since
both.
it's sort of west northwest, and Ulan is to the slightly. He's on that northern outcropping, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then I'll get on the pauldron and tell him what I'm seeing with Ro to the northwest, and ask him what he thinks.
Can
Because I don't
attempt
think he
to
can
spot
see it that far, but
Not everyone have fucking periscope glasses.
Yeah,
eyes.
Ulan, you've got dark vision, so you can see kind of the same, but you don't have her eagle sight. But you can give me perception just to see what you can see from Ro.
No.
Yeah, you can definitely see Ro. Now that Severin says over to the west, yeah, you can definitely see Ro, her Goliath form. It's difficult because it's like you're like looking at a penny at this point, but you can tell she's wearing fur. It's definitely a large humanoid figure, and she's hidden behind a cropping of stalagmites. And then,
How far away-ish?
she's about probably 300 feet away.
Okay.
do I know where Younger is?
Oh, Jonga, yeah, he's just resting in the central area where the rest of the people are.
Okay.
Well,
He's having a cat nap.
yes, he is. He's in the corner, brushing his fur.
Oh.
No, he's not. He is resting in the corner, however, just covered by his cloak.
I'm gonna pull out my sending stone and pass on the stuff to Savant.
Chinese whispers. Yeah, you can send it to everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You have
So
mine.
you only have the phone.
Yeah, but Severin has a sending stone still.
Right. I'll get
So
on the sending stone and
I
tell
will
some.
tell you to tell Savant.
Well, Seraphina, you're literally right underneath Seren, so Seren could literally just call down to you.
Well, like, we're not telling Seraphina, we're telling
Okay.
Savant.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll tell Savant. It's mostly because it's giant and.
The washers
Well,
on the
because
wall have
it's
been
giant,
noted.
and he's got a gun that can shoot things from a long way away.
That too.
So, yeah.
I'm not sure he can fire a mile away, but he can definitely see. Actually, yeah, with your gun, you can give me a perception with advantage. Actually,
And you said she was like 300 away. So,
yeah,
like,
you can. Yeah, you can see Ro as well. But I'm going to see if you can see the giants.
Let my character sheet stop lagging and I can be able to do that.
16. Okay. Yeah.
At least you have it open.
Wait,
unlike
we're
some
super
people.
consistent. All our 3 rolls are consistent.
That's terrifying.
I just noted this.
Yeah, it's another 14. So yeah, 16 though. You look over and you can definitely see shapes. They're large, and they are humanoid shapes, which could comply with giants. You can't exactly tell they're giants, especially which
so
type.
they might be giants.
Oh.
I will say my sending stone.
I'm not remotely sure.
Give me a minute and I will reply. I will focusing my primeval awareness and I will focus on giants.
Okay.
If they're on my way, I can sense them.
Yes. Underdog. But yeah, you sense and mile where you're at. Do you mark off for a spell slot, obviously?
Yep.
Yeah, if you focus on giants, you sense a few giants actually within a mile. It doesn't give you direction, does it?
Well, the one that you spell slot use.
Oh, okay. In that case, yes, you do sense in the direction which is to the west. You do definitely sense giant presence. You do also sense one as well, kind of below you to the east, but it's below the ground.
Okay. Generally, how far away?
Also on the outskirts,
Okay.
just within the mall. But yes, yeah, you sense those two sources.
And that would not reply with what the bigger creatures would be. Or would it?
Apart from giants, that's it.
Yeah. So I will reply. Well, they're not giants, I think. Well, I couldn't sense there were giants, at least, but there are giants are about like a mile to the east. Is that right? No, totally blank what you said. Did you say east?
Yeah, one. It's east, but below you, at a diagonal angle.
East and well, like a mile below us, and the other one was to the
west.
to the west. Like, is it the west? Yeah, to the west, like a mile. So that's what I know at least. So they're not giants.
Is it rough? Is that roughly around where I can see them?
Yeah.
Or is it further out?
Oh,
It's about because your vision is a mile, so you'll
Yeah.
literally just being able to see them.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at, Savant. That's the range I can see in.
okay. So they're definitely a mile.
Yes,
we know
they're
they're
a mile
giants.
away. Yep.
And the only reason Savant can is because he has a scope.
I'm
Want me
getting like
to-
an awkward one-sided conversation through the portals.
I thought it was through the sending stone.
Well, no,
Eh,
because I don't have a sending stone right now. So
Oh.
Yeah,
using
I'm
the
relating.
King's Guild
Well, I'm
pauldron.
talking to Savant, but then I'm also, I'm telling him as well through the pauldron.
It's like speaking to a translator.
So
I have two cell phones.
Yeah.
So it's
You want to
slightly
be
awkward,
Sarah?
but we
Could you-
eventually get the information out.
So what do you want me to do? Want me to get up and see what type of giants there are, or what do you want to do?
Oh,
You said she
Right.
looked hesitant.
Ro is scouting pretty close to them. I don't know if she's gonna get any closer, and
Well, she's
I don't-
300 feet away from us, so she's not very close.
true, but it looks like she's gonna get closer to see whatever it is they're doing, because they're clustered around something. I just can't see what. I don't know. I don't want to interrupt whatever she's got going on. I just think we should maybe let people know in case we need to go help.
Okay.
Well, let's at least keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So suddenly, our directional watch is now all in one direction.
Oh.
And you attacked from the west. I mean, the east. You got that wrong.
We'll look in this direction until dawn, because then at dawn we look.
So if we were heading that way, would we be
Even know which way is dawn.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys are just keeping an eye on what happens with Ro. Okay.
Yeah.
For like the next few minutes at least.
Yeah.
If she does anything stupid, then we will change our plan.
We'll see. That's
When
right.
she does something stupid, we'll change our plan.
Yep. Okay. And she does move
Closer?
closer.
Shit, I'm
As
gonna go wake up Younger.
okay. You hop down the rock, and you can find it's easy enough. It's just a sort of like bag of rags. You poke him, and you see his tail flicker.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it seems
Yes.
that Rose found 3 giants, and she's getting closer to them.
Kind of just rolls his tired eyes, but rolls them. It sounds like and he kind of just starts to nod back to sleep.
All right. I warned you. You want to sleep? That's fine. I'll go back to the rock.
I'm resting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you're brave enough to save her if you have to. If you need to, I'm sure you can wake up, well, call one of the others.
All right. She'll go back to her vantage point.
You can like stretch his paws.
And resist the urge to dump water on him.
Fair enough. Yeah. And you see, well, Ulan, you can't see Ro anymore. She goes out of your kind of viewpoint. Saren, you can still see her pretty well. Savant, you have to use your scope at this point to see her. And you see her move between the stalagmites towards whatever these giants are doing. And you can tell there's movement now between the two giants. Like, one of them gets close to another one, the other one gets pushed back, or does something to move away from the other giants. There's definitely movement between the three.
We
Darren,
still can't see what's between them. Sorry, yes, Wulan?
your wee little friend. You can see through his eyes when he goes up a ways, right?
Only within... Actually, scratch that. I forgot. I keep forgetting that I have spells.
You have a few spells, actually. Especially as a totem barbarian.
Welcome.
But yeah, there's one thing I can do which will only work within 100 feet.
Right.
And I think Beast Sense works at a much bigger distance.
We can look, because we have the technology.
Or I could just click the spell, but that would make it far too easy.
That works too. You said B-Sense, right?
Yep.
It is a ritual. You touch a willing beast. You can see through the eyes and ears for a whole hour. So yeah, it has no range.
Awesome. And that is what I will do.
You spend 10 minutes crossing a ritual.
Yeah. So that 10 minutes is, well, you're watching Road disappear, so you're like, okay, I need to do something. And then you call out to Bubo. He's kind of just been just hiding on like one of the perches.
Yep.
And then you cast B-Sense as a ritual. Is there anything else the rest of you going to do, specifically Ulan, Savant? Because you two are the ones that only know about this. I'm sensing a no.
Samantha's gonna say to Stern, I guess, while she's doing the ritual. If you get, I will be heading that direction. You will probably get past me. But if you're probably gonna see the giants early. Can you try to describe them to me later, so I can figure out what kind of giants they are? That would be nice. Thanks. I'll be heading that direction now.
All right.
Yeah.
So Savant, you're going to start heading out.
Basically.
And the rest of you can hear, obviously, that's... Well, actually, Savant, you're probably using a stone, right?
Yeah, the stone.
Okay, so no one else actually knows. But you do see Savant leave his post, which is... and then you leave out. Are you going to start stealthing now, or are you going to... Oh, okay. Are you two going to stealth the whole way, or are you going to go up and then stealth when you get close?
The thing is, I can stealth on my own at good speed, but I guess...
I can move quickly.
Yeah,
So I
considering
can
monk
move
speed.
at your walking speed while
Yeah,
going
your
at
half speed is the same as my normal speed. So
Pretty
yeah.
much.
So I stealth at full speed, he stealth at half speed,
Yeah,
and no one
like
cares.
22 and a half, so I'm slightly slower.
Yeah.
But not much.
Not much, considering it's 25 for him, so yeah, not much. So yeah, you two could probably stealth now if you wanted to. Okay.
Thank you! Thank you guys!
Okay. Alright, so you two begin stealthing relatively fast as you start moving up towards, well, one where Real first was, and then towards where the giants are. At this point, Sarah, your spell finishes as Bubo takes off, and you can now see through his or hers? His eyes as he takes off into the sky. Are you going to keep low to the ground, or are you going to fly high?
Out of reach, because I still get he sees almost as well as I do, especially in these conditions, so.
That didn't answer the question.
High.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll for him.
Before we go any further, I'm just, like, as we left, I said to Seren, if anything goes horribly wrong, shout for everyone.
If I am casting when you say that, I won't hear you.
Well, no, I, like, waited for the ritual, I mean, like...
Yeah. The ritual's 10 minutes, so yeah, you could have a conversation before he left.
Yeah, okay, that's fine then.
So, I think it's whatever his dex is.
At the same point as when Savant was talking to you, I would have added that as what I meant.
That must be the most annoying message that two people speak at the same time, like, okay, totally.
It's like, put one on mute.
His dex is it's a +1. Okay.
Ooh, something +1. Okay.
Stealthy owl is stealthy.
I think he has.
Don't he have a stealth thing?
I think he does have a stealth bonus, so it probably would be +3. Yeah. So +3 d20.
And he provokes no opportunities when he flies out of an enemy's reach. But yeah.
Yeah. This is to see if any critters notice him.
Okay.
Because there is other flying creatures.
Yeah.
We know that.
Which is why I was asking.
D20.
And Bubo is eaten by a cloaker.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
You'll learn nothing.
Like a really old RPG.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, D. I shouldn't have said anything.
you jinxed it. Ulan literally jinxed it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you two watch Bubo fly over you guys. And
Like he's drunk.
He's just going, oh,
Like a siren.
he's not that he's just like making noise, but the flapping of the wings, even though it's relatively quiet for an owl, it's still making noise down here from just the flapping of wings. And he's not keeping to any of the obscuring terrain that could come to advantage, especially because he's white.
No, he's a sort of a gray color
He's
with
gray.
With the
Red tint, wasn't it?
yeah
Yeah.
and red eyes.
I thought he was bronze and clockwork.
Wow.
Thank you for getting that reference.
Yeah.
I
But yes.
suggested the name.
But as you fly,
Oh, yeah, good, that's right.
you do have a better vantage point as Bubo. And as you can see, especially because you're using your vision as well in his eyes, you can see the mile down towards the scene, as it were. And as you're getting pretty close, you can see these are definitely giant-sized. You still do see in black and white, however. But you can definitely see that they're beginning to have some type of disagreement. Weapons are being like pointed at the other ones. Well, weapons. It looks like it's a chunk of rock that's being used, basically.
Right.
And in the center, which you can now see from this vantage point, there's... you're pretty sure it's two. Very small people.
Hobbits.
Hobbits. One definitely is small. The other one's a little bit larger than the other one.
Oh my god, it's Gandalf.
Frodo Baggins and Gandalf, yes. Although, actually no, you can tell one of them definitely has white hair because of black and white.
Right.
And you can definitely tell they're injured. Like one is like clutching an arm, which looks like it's been like probably damaged in some form. But the three giants aren't paying attention and they seem to be looking at the other ones. Their clubs are being pointed.
Does it seem like they're sort of arguing with each other over who gets to eat?
Yeah, it's looking like that. Like
All right.
super much like that.
We have to squish them first.
I know the spell says I can't. I'm blind and deafened, but I can still talk, right?
Yeah, and
So I'm going to be relaying this as it goes.
And just to see, yeah, no, okay. And yeah, as you get closer, you in Bubu's hearing, you hear.
That's not good.
Your sight starts to tumble in a spiral.
Oh, fuck.
And Ulan and Savant, you two, as you're stealthing, you can see up that one of the black shadows had flew over and had literally taken Bubu out the air and is gliding into the ground. Although, how many hit points does Bubu have? Not many, like 5? Or...
I think it's less.
If he's a familiar, he has 1 hit point.
Okay, it's a familiar, yeah. So yeah, literally on impact then you see the spiraling and then you come out of vision.
Oh, that's it. Saren's pissed. She's waking everybody up. They killed my fucking owl, the asshole.
And then you two just see it like a burst of red for a second. And then kind of just sparkles.
Does Savant see this? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you definitely see, like, you see this black shadow hit the bird, and then the bird just turns into sparkle dust.
Oh, bugger.
And then...
to not shoot it.
Oh no, you can hear, you can probably almost hear her.
And then you just hear the cloaker, or the shadow, just kind of just squawk in confusion. It's like...
Where the fuck did my snack go?
He's gonna activate his pauldron and say, Saren, I know how angry you must be right now, but we're trying to sneak and not get everybody killed. So I need calm Saren, not angry Saren.
Savant is gonna shoot the cloaker.
You're gonna shoot the cloaker now? Okay. You have advantage. Yeah, actually, are you using the gun or the crossbow? It's still distance, although you have sharpshooter, so it doesn't matter too much for the crossbow. Actually, is it hand crossbow or light crossbow? I can never remember.
Light crossbow.
Light crossbow. What's the max range?
600.
600? Yeah, it's in the 600 feet.
Can I see him getting ready to shoot?
Yeah, he has to like put down like his equipment, take out the crossbow, draw it.
I move myself in his line of fire and quietly say, "Can we summon him with a ritual? It's not worth blowing our cover."
You take a deep breath.
He's a very special magic owl. He will be fine.
She's also not had to resummon him in months.
Yeah. Like, Samantha never seen him being resummoned, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know he's a bit of a weird owl, but yes.
Yeah, he have heard that like there's something wrong with him.
He has glowing red eyes, that's usually a weird thing.
That's why I'm explaining at this point.
Yes.
He takes a deep breath. Okay.
Saren, did you say you're going to move forwards?
No.
Okay.
I am gonna quietly go around and inform people what we're seeing and that two of us are going ahead.
Hogstrad's probably the closest, as well as Seraphina. Who's still got the glowing eyes, actually. I see. If that is what needs to be done, I'll keep watch in the time being. Miss Serafina, if you want to go with them, I don't mind at all. I'll inform Mercantile as well as the rest.
I'm getting ready to go if it's needed.
As well as Aaron and Ithamor. You're probably close enough to hear there's a conversation.
Yeah.
Huh? What?
Giants. They're currently arguing over which of their victims to eat first, but the victims are still alive and injured, so we're on standby.
I'm only going if Senna's gonna escort me. I'm not going on my own.
No, we're going. We just need to wait a little bit.
What are we waiting for?
Let's not be too hasty there, Savant. Let's see what's going on.
Right.
As you two are conversing, the squawking shadow cloaker has been looking around for the prey and has spotted you two at this point.
Really?
I rolled a 22.
Oh wow.
It's kind of just circling as there's two of you at this point, but it's not going to dive down yet. But it has seen you and it's stopped squawking at this point. It's kind of gone up into the higher parts of the rooftop, just keeping watch.
You encountered one of these before, right?
I was nearly swallowed by one, yes.
How hard was it to kill?
Not particularly, but they did hurt pretty badly.
Alright. I'm reluctant to kill it now, because I don't want to attract the giant's attention. The last thing we need is to make the giants look in the direction of where everyone else is.
I know,
But if it comes for us, we need it dead as quickly as possible.
He's still holding crossbow, right?
Yeah.
Let's watch some giants. See what I can figure out.
Alright, so you two are just going to progress forwards a little bit more to catch up.
You keep an eye on the giants, I'll keep an eye on the floppy thing.
Okay. Are you going to move up all the way to where Ro is? Or just behind her?
Maybe not quite up to Row.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. You can very quickly catch up to where she previously was, which was the outcropping of stalagmites, which there's several of them, various heights. Some of them go up to like 50 feet high, which is pretty large at the base, so you could literally climb inside the grouping of them to hide as well, to give you a vantage point as well, which, as you two do...
How far are we from the giants now?
The giants, I have to now work out exactly what the difference is in miles. Miles to feet. What is the difference?
I don't know.
It's actually
There's over 5,000 feet in
yeah.
a mile.
So there's definitely a long distance still to go. But you can tell this far now at this height as you get into the stalagmites. Similar sight. One of the giants is reaching down for these, what looks like at this point, two mounds, which seem to be moving as well. So you can tell they're probably some type of creature. And one of the giants kind of bats him. And the giant stumbles, hits the ground. He points a club at the one on the ground now. As you can see, they're still in this argument. Looks like they haven't started fighting just yet. But it looks like they're coming to it now. That they're like pointing weapons at each other. And then you can see these two. At this point, it's been going for almost like close to an hour.
Also, I would have relayed that about the two people on the ground between them.
Yeah, and you can see them as it's hard for you two specifically, but you can tell there's actually definitely some type of creature with clothing on. That's about it. You can definitely tell one's got white.
Was conveying info and said one of them had white hair.
Yes.
Ulan would have asked if it looked like a drow.
No. It is far too small to be a drow.
How loud is the argument? Can he discern anything from the argument?
From this distance, no. Actually, no, not from this distance. You'd have to get a little closer. You'd have to get about halfway, which is about where Ro is at this point.
We will start catching up to Ro then.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, the rest of you guys, I sense, are going to start leaving as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll signal back to them to like convey what's going on and be like, we might need to rescue some people from some giants. But then again, we might need to leave some people to get eaten by some giants. Go either way.
Well, we'll start moving.
As you start leaving, Seshko comes up. Do you need any assistance with this, or are you okay? Giants aren't the most easy foe down here.
No, and there is 3 of them.
Well,
and they do have victims as well, so we don't know what condition they're in.
I'm probably the least tired down here, so
Yeah.
I might as well.
Yeah.
Gives a wink to Aaron.
Oh no.
He's just gonna grin.
I don't blush.
Yes, you do.
No.
Okay, roll for it.
Roll for a blush check.
Roll for keeping
Deception?
your expression perfectly straight and even.
Yeah, deception. Sure.
Let me open my character sheet.
Oh my god. At least he keeps it consistent.
It's true.
That would have to be our first T-shirt. If we had
Yeah. Let me open my character sheet.
my character.
Now he rolls high for deception. Sure. Yeah. It's pretty stone-faced. It's Aaron, but
I play hard to get you.
he is so steady. But yeah. She kind of just like brushes her hair.
Oh, you got the hair flip. Oh boy.
She has very long hair. Like, she's about 6 foot tall, and most of her hair goes down to like past her waist.
Wow.
And it's this beautiful black silk hair. It's kind of disgusting how good it is. Like, yeah. But she follows as you guys proceed.
Awesome.
Are you guys all gonna stealth?
Probably we need to.
Well, you can tell how far away it's a mile away, so you're not sure you need to stealth now, unless you're worried things are going to spot you along the way. So,
They're flying things.
yeah. And you have Ithamor, who's wearing heavy armor, so...
Yeah, so we're gonna start now.
Alright. The 5 of you, give me... 4 of you, give me... Wait. Whatever, give me stealth checks. Yeah, there's a good start.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Looks like that should go into it.
Yeah, I'll do one for...
Ooh.
There we go.
Honestly,
Let's set...
fuck.
To be fair, I'm wearing heavy armor.
Oh yeah, she has like a high stuff.
Would have been a 17.
Oh,
Oh, she can roll on.
she trips on a rock as well.
I just love the idea that Seren has taken point and she is just like perfectly sneaking along. And 3 people trip over behind her and Aaron just giggles.
It is the worst. And with that, we're going to take a break.
Seren stopped moving and everyone just crashed into the back of her.